This is Inside Video Review for Week 28. I'm Greg Barkey from Pro. There were multiple reviews in Week 28, and in this edition we'll closely examine 3 of them, and we'll also look to see why there was no review for a goal line decision in Portland. Pro's analysis of all the reviews can be found on ProReferees.com. We'll start by going to New York City, where this penalty area incident was recommended for review by the VAR.
No, it hit his body. It hit his leg first. It looks like it hit his leg first and then up to hit his arm.
Bottom right is your best angle.
Yeah,
Everybody.
right here. And he,
Oh, wait, it's getting checked.
Slides. I have one.
JP.
hey,
Good looking at it.
I
Good
have
looking at
a
it,
second
okay?
motion. I'm going to
Good looking at
recommend.
it. Relax.
Can you hear me, Chris? I'm going to recommend a review for a possible handball.
All right.
And he's sending down left 18.
Yeah, send down left.
Right here.
Are you there? Okay, here we
In the
go.
back.
It touched the chest, and then it's a second motion right there. To try to bring down the arm.
Hey.
Play in the back. Play in the forward.
Slow it down, and right there.
Oh, full speed, please.
Okay.
Bring it back. Play in the full speed.
You want a different angle?
Okay, yeah, handball.
Whenever a player slides to block a cross, he takes a risk. Sweat slides to block the cross and raises his arm, making his body unnaturally bigger and creating a barrier. The ball deflects off the body and strikes the arm that is still extended. This, in itself, is a handball. After the ball deflected off the body, there was a secondary motion of the hand towards the ball. This is a hand in defense and a good use of video review. There were 2 reviews for Offside in Week 28. The first one happened on this goal in Houston versus Minnesota.
Possible handling. We'll go from there. Bring it back to the reset.
Okay. You want to see that
No,
potential
I want
hit?
to see from the reset. They scored a goal.
Here it is, potential
Good.
kick point.
We're good.
There.
Go ahead and keep playing.
Playing forward.
Came off the defender.
Defender.
Ball falls to the attacker. Go ahead and play
Okay,
forward.
playing forward.
Good.
Hold on, we're still
Ball's
checking
in.
it.
Hold on.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
The shot.
Right.
Where's
here.
the Lottie at the or not?
Okay.
Where's 9 at the shot?
Here's the shot.
Yep. Point of contact right there.
Here.
Pause it.
I got a goal cam here if you want.
He's in the way.
Push that.
This is his view. Look. 9 is completely blocking.
Delay. Checking here.
Here's your point of
He
contact.
ducks under the ball and he's in front of the keeper. To me, he's blocking the view of the keeper.
I'm going to recommend a review for offside.
Okay.
He was offside line of vision here.
Play it through.
Where's he at?
See that
He's
other
there.
ankle.
Here's the kick point. We need to show him behind the goal, please.
See that?
Okay, behind the goal.
Behind the goals coming in here, you'll see he's in the way, the line of vision of the goalkeeper.
Got it. Thank you. Yep, we got offside on 9 for interference, line division, right?
Correct.
Yes.
All the way at the other end?
Correct.
Rodriguez is near and directly in front of goalkeeper Willis at the very moment the ball is struck. This puts Willis at an unfair disadvantage when there is an opportunity to make a save. The actions, proximity, and position of Rodriguez makes this offside, interfering with an opponent by clearly obstructing their line of vision. Moving to Seattle versus New York Red Bulls, this goal was taken away for an apparent offside offense.
Delay! Hold the line, hold it!
Okay, we're checking it.
Yeah. Huh? The first guy right in midfield.
Alan, this is Tim. I'm going to recommend a review for goal.
So we're just looking at the first offside?
Correct. So tell me when you're there.
Okay, that's
this
the
is
kick point.
This is kick point. Okay, show them the other view. And then we're going to zoom in here.
On Murillo, the far post?
Correct.
Hold
Murillo.
on, just leave it there.
Yep. Look
Okay,
at
that's
the
where,
line.
yeah, the line is way, okay. Play it through, and let me see how it goes through. Play it through.
He's on.
Yeah, he's on.
And then
Play it
we'll
through.
pause it at this kick point too. He's behind the ball.
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
Keep playing it through.
All right, thank you. Go.
This is a difficult offside decision. The assistant referee needs to concentrate on 3 areas at the same time. the moment the ball is kicked, the second to last opponent, and the attacker who is going to receive the ball. This is made even more difficult due to New York Red Bull's Murillo stepping up at the last moment. This incident shows the value of the delayed offside flag. If the AR had raised his flag immediately and the whistle blown, the VAR would not have been able to check the decision and recommend a review. In the end, a good goal given to Seattle. The most talked about incident of Week 28 was this goal line decision in Portland, which was not sent for review.
Nothing. No,
it's good. It's at the goal. No, it's fine.
I need to see that.
Yep. Tell me where
I'm
you
checking.
want. Here.
I'm checking that possible.
Bottom left.
Play.
Just a foul.
He's checking.
We'll stop it. Back, right there.
Nice.
I mean, that is as close as you can get. Yeah, let's do this.
Right here, Diego. What is it?
Yeah.
Goal, no.
Single screen.
Here.
Yeah, there's definitely
I
no
can
green
feel it
between
pretty
this. So.
Check complete.
Thank you.
The VAR primarily used the ESPN point of view cameras that are located inside the goalpost to reach his decision. The image from the near post point of view camera showing the ball still touching the back of the goal line. However, there is a visible gap between the ball and the boot, which would lead one to ask why the VAR would not freeze the video on the very frame with the ball on the boot. The answer being simply because there is no such frame. The goalpost cameras capture video at 60 frames per second, and that visible gap fell in the 1/60th of a second between frames. Watching the two point of view cameras in sync and frame by frame, you can see that the best frame available is this one. You can also see the location of both point of view cameras. One camera appears to show the ball slightly across the goal line, while the other still not completely past the back of the line. This may be the closest goal line situation possible, the ball crossing the line for 1/60th of a second by a mere inch, depending on which blade of white turf you think is the back of the goal line. Faced with conflicting images, the VAR decided to stay with the on-field decision, although Pro feels that the one point of view camera offers sufficient evidence to award a goal. Pro's analysis of all the reviews of Week 28 can be found on the definitive angle at ProReferees.com. I'm Barkey from Pro, and this is Inside Video Review for Week 28.